The sad truth about any person who has a cluster B personality disorder. And these people, as we know, are so lacking in having any sort of empathy or understanding of what it means to put themselves in another person's shoes that they will use any tactic of manipulation to lie, to invoke a reaction in order to get attention from other people. We very often hear the term narcissist, but what does it really mean? And from my vantage point as a coach and now a therapist and an advocate for victims of narcissistic abuse, I work with many individuals who are leaving and healing from relationships, especially romantic ones, with people who are narcissists or have full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. And when I first heard the term narcissist as a victim and also a student, I had a hard time labeling someone uh, with such a label, I guess. And I try to pride myself, and I want to try to pride myself on being strength focused in all of the work that I do, and in direct opposition of any such disempowering diagnostic nomenclature. So, however, as time progressed, I found in my own practice that indeed there exist many individuals on this planet with a lot of narcissistic challenges. And my clients have educated me about the aftermath, even with experiencing this myself, and what it truly means to heal from narcissistic abuse. And I feel that I owe it to the people that I work with and others who may be in similar circumstances to assist with educating the public about narcissistic abuse so that people can be informed and aware of how to protect themselves, and in the event that they encounter a person with narcissistic traits. Most of us understand the broader clinical definition of what a narcissist is or what narcissism is, and the excessive sense of self-importance and over and above the needs of others, grandiosity, arrogance, absence of the ability to empathize and experience reciprocity in relationships, an intense need for admiration, adulation, and attention to fill that very low self-esteem. And because of this, they have impaired interpersonal relationships that result in a very parasitic or predatory type of behavior designed to fill one's self-esteem in the form of narcissistic supply. So one could wonder then, how could someone how would someone find such an individual, someone who embodies these characteristics, attractive? And studies actually show that people with narcissism market themselves in attractive, deceptive packages. They may present swagger and intense eye contact, false bravado, charm, knock your socks off, seduction, and this is often learned with neuro-linguistic programming or NLP in online seduction programs. And you will always see the classic swift pacing of the relationship, and if not marriage, you could see that happen in just a couple weeks time, and cohabitation and business partnership, promising a future together, which is later discovered to be a lie or future faking. There is often very, very intense sexual chemistry, love bombing, and repetitive, nonstop texting, emailing, phone calls, and romancing the target excessively with gifts, flowers, vacations, you name it. People with narcissistic traits or NPD are known for targeting intelligent, self sufficient, strong, empathetic individuals as partners, as they tend to lack a core identity and need narcissistic supply to fill their empty psyche. So, the characteristics of a relationship with somebody like this, and there is a lot of literature out there on malignant narcissism, and it's, as I said, it's very extensive. And so after somebody gets out of a relationship with one of these people, not only are they grieving the loss of a relationship, they are also processing and grieving the unreality of a fake relationship, of a fake person who never existed. And furthermore, often psychological abuse and sometimes physical and sexual abuse has permeated the relationship. And in order to heal, the therapy must focus on grief work and trauma recovery, in addition to understanding the elements of a toxic relationship so that the patterns are not repeated in the future. And once the initial honeymoon phase wears off, people of partners of people with narcissism go from feeling high up on a pedestal and much like being on cocaine to feeling devalued, discarded, and figuratively knocked off of the pedestal. And their partners have successfully seduced and hooked them into the relationship. But suddenly, the individual with NPD or with narcissism begins to reveal the traits of the future faking, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality, or they may vanish for hours, days, weeks on end and gaslight and confuse the reality of that partner. And this person becomes emotionally abusive and detaches from the target, from the partner, extracting narcissistic supply in the process. It is probably next to impossible to detect somebody who is high up on the narcissism spectrum or who has NPD on the first date or the second date or even months into a courtship or a relationship. So how do you avoid, if you can, encountering someone who has a lot of narcissistic traits? And I would suggest being particularly cautious with pacing and dating. And if you say are using online dating or dating apps, exercise extreme caution when meeting up with a dating partner for the first several dates until you feel that you kind of know the individual, meeting in a public place. And if this dating partner, if you have any sense of them trying to rush the relationship, that is a huge red flag. And an individual who respects your boundaries will work with you to slowly progress the relationship at a pace that is mutually agreed upon. And just because initially there is a highly seductive zing quality to the attraction does not mean that the dating partner is healthy. In fact, it's quite the contrary. And to protect yourself from someone who may end up behaving out of narcissism, it is best to allow the connection to unfold slowly and observe to see if any actions or words are not matching up. So I have to really emphasize this. Sex and sexual chemistry are absolutely not the same thing as a healthy bonding and attachment. Sex does not equate a relationship, and a healthy person, a healthy partner will want to get to know you personally, want to know your dreams, your interests, and slowly evolve the relationship. And an individual with narcissistic tendencies may also want to know about you, but they use these things. They fake being your soulmate, rushing you into a consenting relationship, and then using all of those things they learned about you in the beginning against you. So if you have encountered an individual who seems to display these qualities, or you are considering leaving a relationship with a similar person, it is in your best interest to get out of this situation or this relationship as quickly as possible if you notice any of the things that I mentioned. People with narcissistic characteristics may be prone to causing harm by invading your personal boundaries, lying about future possibilities in relationships, engaging in abuse, and exhibiting no empathy or remorse for the emotional harm that they have done. For those of you who have left or been discarded from a narcissistic relationship, please consult a qualified coach or therapist who is trained in narcissistic abuse recovery. And I have to let you know that you truly will heal. The narcissist will never heal. They can never change, or they can never give you a healthy relationship. But you are capable of having a healthy relationship with yourself, and you have to keep in mind that this takes a considerable amount of time, and you're going to need the assistance of qualified professionals who understand exactly what you have endured and who will help you to reclaim yourself, your self-esteem, your self-worth, so that you can rebuild the new you into whoever you wish to be. My name is Sara Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101. Hey guys, if you would like to donate to my cause, Narcissistic Abuse 101, click the PayPal link in my bio. And to those of you who have already donated to support the creation of these videos, thank you guys so much.